Okay guys, in today's video I've got JJ with me, and JJ's been here for about 2 years. He is living in BGC, and we're going to get a little information about how it is to live in BGC, the big city in in the Luzon, Manila area. So stick around. All right, JJ, I appreciate you coming on the channel.
Oh, thanks for having me, Gio.
Yeah, no problem. Now, I'm kind of interested because a lot of people, they want to move to the Philippines, but they aren't really interested in going out to, like, the province. They want to be in the city.
Right.
How is BGC?
BGC is great, but like I've said before, it's a bubble. It's not a true feeling of the Philippines or even Manila.
Right.
But it's got all the amenities, it's got all the conveniences of the Western things that you might grow up enjoying. So I like that. It's small, so you can walk everywhere. A little more expensive, but still very well within someone's budget. So, and we can probably talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll kind of break down the different aspects of living in BGC, but let's start off with how did you get to the Philippines?
Yeah, so I was working in education, kind of like what you were, only on the admissions side, not on the teaching side.
Okay.
So I was director of admissions for several schools in the States, and I was actually looking for a job, and I interviewed for this online global university, and they told me they were planning on expanding.
Right.
And I said, if you go to Asia, let me know. And they said, well, actually, that's where we're expanding. So, and I've wanted to move to Asia for quite some time.
Okay.
And I actually had a long distance relationship with a Filipina back in 2015-16. So,
okay.
So this gave me an opportunity, and so I did a little research when they hired me. Researched back in 2021, researched where I would set up, and I had three options that I was looking at: the Philippines, mainly Manila, also in Bangkok, Thailand, and Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Okay.
And the things I was looking for was English proficiency,
right?
Good high-speed internet, reliable power, and just convenience.
Yeah.
And BGC ticked all the boxes, and I was kind of leaning toward Philippines anyway, because I had a girlfriend at one time. So I ended up going there, and it just checked all the boxes. It's very, really good internet, because all our phone calls, calling leads, were done on the computer, so we needed fast internet. So that's how I got there. My job ended late last year, and I just kind of crunched the numbers and decided I'm just going to retire here. I didn't want to go back. All the job offers I had were back in the States, and just not for me. Once I got here, it's like I don't want to go back. So I stayed. And even though BGC is a little more expensive than a lot of other places in the Philippines, it's still a lot cheaper than anywhere in the States.
Right.
I mean, I'm paying about $600 US a month for my condo here, and for my townhouse, about the same size in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I was paying $1,450 a month. So I'm saving $800 basically.
Now, we were talking, I miss condo living, actually. I like a lot of the things that comes with it, the amenities, the security, things like that. And do you kind of feel the same way about the condo life in BGC?
Yeah, and I've never lived in a condo before, and so this would have been, when I moved here, this was my first experience in that. But I do like it. I like the fact that I'm up in a high floor, and I've got a great view. I like the security, because nobody gets in unless you get by the security guards in the front desk. So you don't have to worry about people showing up at your door. Yeah. I like the fact that the amenities are nice, because you got a gym and you got a pool, so you don't have to pay extra for a fitness center or anything like that. And it's, you can get a car, you can get a bike there in BGC, but it's just as easy to walk. I mean, they call it a 15-minute city, because you can basically get anywhere in 15 minutes, and everything's right there. Grocery stores, malls, restaurants, bars, parks. I mean, it's all right there and just really nice. The only time I ever get a grab or a taxi is if it's raining or I have a lot of groceries to carry.
So because you get a lot of amenities, grocery store, you can get a lot of Western type amenities at like Landers and it's kind of like the Costco of the Philippines.
Right. Yeah, Landers and SNR.
Yeah.
But there's other grocery stores there too. There's a SM grocery store right there in the mall. There's a market, Metro store and Market, and there's other smaller marketplace stores too. So it's just really convenient, and the prices aren't bad. I mean, unless you go all out on Western food,
right?
Then you're going to pay extra. So like a box of cereal from the West, it's going to cost you about 600 peso, which is about $11-12. So,
right.
But if you get the Filipino-made oatmeal,
right,
you're paying 85 peso or whatever for a bag.
So, what is your monthly expenses typically?
Okay, so this is my second condo I've lived in. So when I went back to the States in September, got back here in October, I'd let my lease expire. I moved out of my condo and I was traveling. I traveled to Thailand a couple of times, Vietnam, Singapore, and then to the States. So I didn't see any need to rent a condo while I wasn't here.
Right.
So I just kind of Airbnb'd it everywhere. And then when I got back here, I kind of thought, well, I'll have that life like Vagabond Awake, that guy does.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't for me. I need a home base. And so I looked at other cities. I looked at Makati and I looked at other places, and I just thought, well, I think BGC is where I want to be.
Okay.
So I found another condo. It was actually cheaper, 50 square meters, and it's 35,000 pesos a month, so about a little over 600 a month. I was paying about 750 a month before.
Okay.
And with my utilities probably run between, the electric's probably 3,000 to 4,000, and water's maybe 400 or 500, and
pesos,
then my pesos. And my internet, I got high-speed internet, and I got a pretty good speed on that, 200 Mbps, or Mbps, and that's I think 2,700 pesos a month. Yeah. So about $35 probably, 30.
So I think you were telling me about 1,600 US, or what you're
with groceries and eating out, like a couple of times a week, and having beers with my buddies, and it's probably comes to about 1,600 US a month, which is not bad, And then I have extra. I retired for the first of the year, so my income's not like it was when I was working.
Sure.
But it's still substantial, so I can save money and travel and do the things I want to do, in retirement. So.
Yeah, so living is still fairly inexpensive in BGC. Condo, grocery, eating out, it's probably a bit more than other cities, but...
Yeah, a bit more. I mean, you can spend a lot of money if you want.
Sure, yeah.
Because there's all those Western restaurants, the high-end restaurants, where you're going to spend, 15,000 pesos on a steak, but I don't eat like that, I go to the restaurants that I can get a meal for 375 or 400 peso, and then another 115 for a beer. Sure. So it's you can find good deals even in BGC that are comparable to like here in Dumaguete.
So let's talk a little bit about dating, because you've been with your girlfriend now for 10 months. In fact, you're actually meeting the family today.
Meeting the family, taking a bus up to the farm up north in the Negros Occidental. And meeting the family, but I dated a lot. I mean, to be honest, when I first got here, I didn't date. I just concentrated on work, and then about a month and a half, 2 months in, I started dating again because, I had dated a Filipina before, and I really love the way Filipinos are. Yeah. Not just their looks, but how they act and how they take care of their guy. Yeah. And so I wanted to continue that, and so I got on dating sites and got some hits, and was on Pina Love was the main one I was on, and it was good, but it was kind of it was hard being in BGC because it's hard to date somebody that actually lives in BGC, right? Because they're all from outside the area. Well, and they're professional. These girls that live in BGC are professional girls in the sense that they work.
Right.
or they're married or dating foreigners that have a lot of money.
Right.
So it's hard to compete with that.
Sure.
If you're on a fixed income like I am, even though I live comfortably where I'm at, it's hard to find those girls. So you have to date outside that circle, which is BGC. And so it got to be kind of a challenge to bring girls in from hour, 2 hours away, and you're paying for their transportation every time you want to see them, or every time you want to set up a first date, you're paying for transportation. And so it was hit and miss.
And you never know if you go out to them and they don't show up, or
you just don't know. And not knowing them in person, personally. The best way to meet somebody is to meet somebody in person somewhere.
Right.
But it's hard. I equate it to, if you were dating in the States and you lived in, say, Tulsa, Oklahoma, you wouldn't be talking to somebody in Washington, in Seattle, Washington, about, hey, let's meet.
Right.
You wouldn't. You'd look at people that are in that city of Tulsa.
Right.
So it's not like that here. You're seeing girls from all over, almost every island. So you've got to decide, well, do I want to fly them here or get transportation to pay to get them here?
Right.
And then if it doesn't work out, then you're starting from scratch again.
Yep.
And so that was the issue I was having. There wasn't a lot of chemistry a lot of times. And I dated a few girls at a little bit of a length, a couple weeks or a couple months, but they just didn't tick all the boxes. And I finally, the girl I'm with now, she's a little older, because to be honest, these young girls will reach out to you. You don't even have to reach out to them.
Right.
And it was I felt a little awkward at first dating somebody in their 20s, but then it's just normal here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just felt that there was something missing. There couldn't, to me at least, there couldn't be a relationship. I'm not saying that it can't be.
Right.
I'm not saying it doesn't work for other people. But I found somebody that's a little older.
Sure.
She's got a child, which doesn't, that's not an issue with me. I get to meet her with her parents today, or tonight. So it just kind of worked out. It checked all the boxes, and we get along really well. We have the same sense of humor. More to talk about.
Sure.
And it's more than just that physical relationship.
So do you see yourself at this point staying in a city and more in a condo type lifestyle?
Well, I've got a year lease, and her and I have talked about this. Come next October, when my lease is up, if we're still together, we can talk about, when that time comes, we can talk about, do we want to stay in the city? At that point, she'll probably be working, so she may want to stay with her job, if whatever she's doing.
Right.
Or she may want to take care of her farm. So I don't really want to live on the farm, but I'll live somewhere like in Bacola. It's like 2 hours away.
Sure.
And that's a good sized city, about 500,000 people. It's got all the amenities,
condos, malls.
Yeah, but it's spread out. It's not like a BGC where everything's right there. So I'll have to get transportation.
Because in BGC, you basically can walk everywhere.
I walk everywhere. Yeah. You wouldn't be able to do that there. No. Even here, it can be kind of a hassle.
It's challenging,
yeah. And the challenge here is you only have the trikes. You don't have Grab. You don't have taxis.
No, that's a major downfall buses for a lot of people here.
Yeah, in Bacola, you've got bus line that runs in the city. You've got taxis, Grabs. You got all that a major city would have. So
exactly.
But so we'll talk about that. I'm open to looking at other areas, but like I said, I just love BGC. If I want to get outside that bubble, it doesn't take long to get to Makati or Pasig.
Right.
I can experience the real Manila and the real Philippines.
Well, awesome. Well, I appreciate you giving us an insight into what it's like to living in BGC. I enjoyed when I lived in Cebu City, like the condo life, and honestly, if I were single, that's kind of the life I prefer.
Yeah, I mean, it can, if you're not working, you can get bored very easily wherever you are.
Sure.
So when I retired in January, that happened to me. I was just bored, and I didn't want to fall in that routine that so many expats do. Like, they're at the bar every day, and they're just drinking into oblivion, and I didn't want to get into that routine. So I was making videos and sending them to my friends and family about my experiences here.
Right.
And so I thought I'll I'll just do like Geo does and start a YouTube channel. So I started a YouTube channel back in May, and just got monetized in September, and
Congratulations.
haven't made my first check yet, but working on it.
And what's the name of your channel?
It's JJ the Lonely Bull in Asia.
JJ the Lonely Bull in Asia. There'll be a link in the description. What is your channel about?
Just every day, just what my experience is. So if somebody is thinking about moving to Asia, I can kind of show them what my day-to-day life is like, you know, and I'll do travel. I'll travel to other countries. So I've done videos in Thailand and Vietnam and Singapore, and I want to get to Malaysia. I know that's where you've been there, and you love.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Yeah, so I want to hit those places again and do more videos. I just like sharing, you know, my life experiences, and if somebody is interested in seeing what life is like here in the Philippines, I'm happy to share that, you know, so that's kind of what it's about.
All right, well, make sure you guys check out JJ's channel. Again, link in the description. Thank you, JJ, for being on the channel.
Oh, appreciate you having me. Thanks, Gio.
All right, take care.